WWDC 2017 is early next week, and I want to give you kind of my predictions for what I expect Apple to announce. In the past couple years, WWDC has been a very heavy software event with few hardware updates. I think this year will be different. But let's start with the hardware, with the software I should say. Obviously, we'll see the introduction of the next versions of iOS, macOS, tvOS, and watchOS. This is kind of the trend that we've seen with Apple at WWDC in the past couple of years. It's kind of unclear exactly what we're going to see in the new software. Doesn't seem like anything's going to be super revolutionary. But some of the things that have been coming across the rumor mill, talk of multi-user logins for iPad and Apple TV that allows to share those devices but have a more customized look and feel and security separation between different people who may be using those devices. There's also a lot of talk, particularly for iPad users, of improved Apple Pencil integration, so more annotations, more use across multiple apps and across the operating system. I think Apple Pencil, although it's not a product that I really used when I had an iPad Pro, is used by a lot of people and will continue to differentiate the iPad from other options and tablets. Couple other things improved, or I should say group FaceTime calls and video chat, a feature that we've been waiting for a long time. There are some vague rumors talking about Apple introducing some sort of social media service app type thing for sharing videos between friends, something that we can see. And of course the last thing I think is huge, that is my gut feeling, and I haven't seen a lot of rumors specifically talking about it, improvements to Siri. We're going to talk about the Siri speaker in a little bit, and there was another video I did about it. If Apple really wants to get into that market of having a connected speaker, connected home, and even just to make improvements to catch up with other artificial intelligence assistants on other devices, Siri really needs to take a lot of improvement, particularly with being context-aware and with connecting to multiple different applications. We've started to see third-party integration with Siri, and this year we're going to see a lot more improvement, at least that's what I feel. So jumping to hardware, I think the big thing is going to be the 10.5-inch bezel-less iPad Pro. This is essentially an iPad Pro that's going to fit into the current size 9.7-inch Pro, but have a larger screen and therefore less bezel space on the sides. There's talk even of it removing the home button, which are some rumors we've seen possibly for the iPhone 8 or iPhone Edition, whatever you want to call it. If Apple is going to start introducing on the iPad first with this bezel-less design, it actually makes sense for them to go without a home button, and that can really add a lot of screen real estate to the device. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously this will have spec improvements, so A10X processor and stereo speakers, but it's really exciting to kind of see what they're going to do with that 10.5-inch iPad Pro. There's also the 12.9-inch iPad Pro that I want to address. There's kind of two competing thoughts on what will happen here. Number one, you can see a spec bump in the same form factor. That's what rumors are kind of suggesting right now, just because there hasn't been strong leaks about the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, but my gut feeling is that that doesn't really make sense. If you're going to redesign the 10.5-inch iPad Pro, the smaller iPad Pro, why would you then try to sell the bigger iPad Pro at a more expensive price point when it doesn't have this new design that you know eventually will come to it? It seems like it would not position the iPad Pro 12.9-inch as an attractive option for anyone really, for prosumers, for consumers. It seems like it would just kind of be a waste. So my gut feeling is that if there's going to be a bezel-less 10.5-inch iPad Pro, Apple will do that with the 12.9-inch as well. But again, rumors are suggesting that this could just be a spec bump, so we'll have to see about that. The other new product that we've seen and talked about actually before is Siri Speaker. So talked about it in a previous video. You can go to youtube.com/therevived1. Make sure you're subscribed, because if you are not, you may have missed that video on the Siri Speaker. But basically it's a Siri Speaker, Bluetooth speaker. It'll use AirPlay most likely to make it a little bit easier to connect, maybe even have the same type of technology that the Apple AirPods have to make connecting very quick and easy. Always on Siri, you can play music, you can ask for the weather, you can order things on it, similar to like the Amazon Echo. And as well, I think it would make sense that you could control connected devices, maybe even HomeKit devices, so you could just speak to the Siri speaker, turn your lights on, or lock the doors, or whatever it may be. It seems like it's kind of positioned to be something that's kind of the hub of your home, whether it's playing music and then attaching to everything else. So that'll be kind of exciting to see when they finally do announce their Siri speaker. The last thing are updates to the laptop line. So the MacBook and MacBook Pro, no big changes certainly. The MacBook Pro was just updated last year with one of their biggest redesigns to date, but there will be updates like Kaby Lake processors, maybe more RAM. Interestingly, something I think we will see is a price reduction. If you look at the past history of Apple redesigning their Mac laptops, they've launched at a premium price, and within a year, they've had a price reduction, at least one. So it makes sense to me that in addition to bumping to the newer processors and possibly more RAM, you might also see a price relaxation, especially as Apple goes to having the Touch Bar MacBook Pro, I think, being more of a base model and kind of getting rid of the MacBook Air. So that's a quick look at WWDC 2017. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to get all my content right to your YouTube homepage. My last request, go to the comment section below and tell me what your predictions are for WWDC or what your favorite product is from the ones I've kind of talked about right now. I'd love to hear your feedback and kind of see what y'all are thinking with respect to what would make a successful WWDC for Apple. Thanks for watching.